There comes a moment in every person's life when they have to ask themselves, what am I really made of? Not the version of you that people see on your best day when everything is smooth, when the sun is shining and your plans are working. I'm talking about the version of you that shows up when everything falls apart, when the people you counted on aren't there anymore, when the dream you had in your heart feels like it's slipping away. That's when the question matters most, because in those moments you find out whether you're someone who gets knocked down and stays down, or someone who gets up, wipes the blood from their face and says, is that all you've got? Being unstoppable isn't about never facing problems. It's about refusing to let problems define you. You have to understand, life will test you. It will throw storms in your path. It will take things from you that you thought you could never live without. It will push you to the edge, not to destroy you, but to see if you have the will to fight for what you believe in. And if you want to be unstoppable, you have to decide here and now that you will not break. You might bend, you might stumble, you might even fall on your face 100 times, but you will not break. See, when you look at the people who have accomplished incredible things, not just in sports, business, or art, but in life, you'll find something in common. It's not that they were always the smartest or the most talented or even the most skilled. Many times they started with less than the people around them. But they had something most people don't, an unshakable decision that no matter what happened, they were going to keep moving forward. And that decision, my friend, is the seed of being unstoppable. The truth is, there are 7 core traits that, when mastered, make you unstoppable. They're not mysterious, they're not magic, but they require a level of commitment most people aren't willing to give. And if you choose to embrace them, not halfway, not when it's convenient, but fully, you will step into a version of yourself that no one can contain. And it begins with the first trait, an unbreakable belief in yourself. Now, I'm not talking about fake confidence, the kind that's loud and flashy but crumbles the moment you're challenged. I'm talking about a belief so deep, so rooted, that even when you have no evidence, even when your current reality gives you every reason to quit, you still say to yourself, I can do this. You see, most people wait for proof before they believe. They wait for the opportunity, the paycheck, the applause, the recognition. But the unstoppable ones? They believe first and then they create the proof. There comes a moment in every person's life when they have to look in the mirror and ask themselves a question that is far bigger than any they've asked before. It's not, what do I want? It's not, what do I need to do next? It's not even, how do I get where I want to go? The question is far simpler but infinitely more powerful. What am I made of? Not the version of you that smiles for the camera, not the version that gives polite answers when people ask how you're doing, but the real, raw, unfiltered you, the one who shows up when life stops playing nice. Because make no mistake, life will not always play nice. It will throw storms at you that you never saw coming. It will knock you flat without warning. It will test you in ways you couldn't prepare for, not because it wants to see you lose, but because it wants to see if you have what it takes to win. And that's where being unstoppable begins, not in the victories, not in the applause, but in the trials. It begins when you're down on your knees, breathless, wondering if you have the strength to get back up. It begins when you choose to rise one more time, even when you swore the last time would be your last. It begins when you stop waiting for life to be fair and start demanding more from yourself than you ever thought possible. The world is full of people who could have been great but never found out, not because they lacked potential but because they lacked persistence. They thought they were strong until life tested them. They thought they were committed until it got uncomfortable. They thought they wanted it until they realized it would cost them more than they expected. But being unstoppable isn't about how much you want something when it's easy, it's about how much you refuse to quit when it's hard. If you study the people who have done the extraordinary, not just in fame or wealth, but in personal transformation, you'll see a pattern. It's not that they were born with some rare gift. It's not that they never doubted themselves. It's that they decided they were willing to walk through the fire and they never turned back. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They didn't wait for someone to say, "You're good enough now." They stepped forward when everyone else was stepping back, and they kept moving when everyone else stopped. There are 7 traits that separate those people from the rest. 7 traits that make someone truly unstoppable. They're not always obvious, they're not always easy, but they are always available to you, if you choose them. And it starts with this, an unbreakable belief in yourself. I'm not talking about the kind of confidence that comes and goes with your circumstances. I'm not talking about the false bravado you show to hide your insecurities. I mean the deep, unwavering conviction that you will figure it out no matter what. That even if the path isn't clear, even if you don't have the resources yet, even if everyone around you is shaking their head, you will not stop. Most people wait until they have proof before they believe. They wait until the opportunity is in front of them, the money is in their account, the applause is in their ears. But unstoppable people believe first, and then they create the proof. Belief is the soil from which every other trait grows. Without it, your motivation will die the moment things get tough. Without it, your courage will wither the moment you're criticized. Without it, your discipline will crack under the weight of doubt. But when you believe, truly believe, you unlock a level of resilience that even you might not have known was inside you. And the most powerful thing about belief is that it's a choice. You can choose to believe in yourself right now, before you have the answers, before you have the validation, before you have the results. And when you make that choice, something changes. You stop asking, "Can I?" and start asking, "How will I?" You stop saying, "I hope," and start saying, "I will." But belief alone isn't enough. Because life doesn't just require faith, it requires fire. And that fire comes from knowing exactly why you're willing to go through the pain, why you're willing to face the setbacks, why you're willing to do what most people won't. People who are unstoppable are obsessed with their why. They have a reason so compelling that quitting isn't just unlikely, it's unthinkable. When your why is strong enough, you'll find the how. You'll get up earlier. You'll stay up later. You'll try again when it would be easier to walk away. Your why will pull you through moments when your strength feels gone. Now, here's where the gap between dreamers and doers widens. Most people have a dream, but they treat it like a wish. They talk about it when it's convenient. They imagine it when they are feeling inspired. But unstoppable people turn their dreams into a non-negotiable mission. They put it at the center of their lives. They structure their days, their habits, their relationships around it. And they don't apologize for it. They also understand something most people miss. Progress is not always visible, but it's always happening if you keep moving. This is where patience comes in, not the passive kind where you just sit and wait, but the active kind where you keep showing up, keep putting in the work, keep learning, keep adjusting, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because if you can be patient in the process, you will eventually reach the breakthrough. And here's the thing about breakthroughs, they never come to the people who give up early. They come to the people who have the courage to keep knocking on the door long after everyone else has gone home. They come to the people who understand that every no is just a step closer to a yes. You see, being unstoppable is not about speed. It's not about never getting tired. It's about refusing to stop, even when you're tired. It's about resting when you must, but never quitting. It's about showing up again and again until the world has no choice but to move out of your way. And that brings us to another truth about the unstoppable. They are relentless in the face of fear. They don't wait for fear to disappear before they act. They move forward despite it. They understand that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision that something else matters more. And the more they act in the presence of fear, the less control it has over them. The unstoppable know that the life they want exists just outside their comfort zone. And so they live at the edge of it. They lean into the discomfort. They choose the harder path when it leads to growth. They are willing to feel awkward, to fail in public, to make mistakes, because they know every one of those experiences makes them stronger. You have to understand, belief is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The first time you choose to believe without evidence, it will feel uncomfortable. Your mind will try to pull you back into doubt. It will whisper, "Be realistic." And you have to be ready for that moment, because it's not the world's doubt that stops most people, it's their own. The people who become unstoppable are the ones who learn to silence that inner voice of fear and amplify the inner voice of possibility. They say, "I hear you, doubt, but I'm moving anyway." And the moment you choose to move in spite of doubt, you win a battle most people never even enter. But belief isn't just a feeling you carry inside, it's something you prove to yourself through action. You strengthen your belief by doing the things you said you would do, even when no one is watching, even when it's hard, even when the excitement is gone. That's why belief and discipline are inseparable. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you teach your mind, "I can trust me." And when you trust yourself, you become dangerous, not to others, but to your limitations. And that takes us to the second trait of being unstoppable, a relentless commitment to action. The world is full of people with dreams, visions, and plans. They can talk about them for hours. But here's the truth, talk doesn't build anything. You can plan until your pen runs out of ink, but nothing changes until you move. Unstoppable people have an unshakable bias toward action. They don't wait for perfect conditions, because they know perfect conditions don't exist. They start with what they have, where they are, and they make adjustments along the way. Most people let hesitation steal their destiny. They overthink until the moment passes. They wait for clarity before they take a step. But unstoppable people understand that clarity comes from motion, not from standing still. The more you move, the more you learn. The more you learn, the better you move. And the better you move, the more momentum you build. Momentum is the secret weapon of the unstoppable, because once you have it, you become harder and harder to stop. But momentum doesn't come from occasional effort. It comes from consistent, deliberate, sometimes uncomfortable action. There will be days when your mind says, "Not today." And those are the days that matter most. Because every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you stack another brick in the wall of your resilience. And over time, that wall becomes unbreakable. Now, this doesn't mean you move blindly. Action without direction is just busyness. Unstoppable people move with intention. They know where they're going, even if they don't know every step of the path. They understand that speed matters, but alignment matters more. So they keep moving forward, fast enough to create momentum, but focused enough to stay on the right road. And here's the beautiful part. When you commit to action, even small actions, you activate a force inside you that begins to shift everything. Suddenly, the opportunities you couldn't see before start to appear. The people you needed to meet start showing up. The skills you didn't have start developing. Because life rewards movement. The doors that look locked from the outside? They open when you knock, and most people never knock. Now, action will take you far. But to be truly unstoppable, you need something more, and that's resilience. That's the third trait. Because the truth is, the moment you start moving towards something bigger than yourself, resistance will show up. Not might, not maybe, it will. You will face setbacks. You will face rejection. You will fail. And this is where most people quit. Resilience is the decision to keep going after you've been hit. It's the ability to take a punch, from life, from other people, from your own mistakes, and get back up stronger. It's not just surviving the hit, it's using it to fuel you. Every setback carries a lesson, and unstoppable people are obsessed with finding it. They ask, what can I learn? How can this make me better? Instead of why me? See, most people see obstacles as roadblocks. Unstoppable people see them as training. They know that every challenge is shaping them into the person who can handle the next level. You can't get stronger without resistance. You can't grow without struggle. And the moment you embrace that, you stop fearing the hard days, you start seeking them. I remember a friend who built a successful business after losing everything. He told me, it's not that I was fearless, I was terrified. But I realized fear doesn't last. Regret does. And that's the essence of resilience. It's choosing short-term discomfort over long-term regret. It's refusing to let temporary pain decide your permanent story. Resilience will carry you through many storms, but there's another trait that multiplies its power, adaptability. That's the fourth piece of being unstoppable. Because here's the truth, the plan you start with will almost never be the plan you finish with. The path you imagined in your mind will twist, turn, and sometimes collapse altogether. And if you're rigid, if you're unwilling to adjust, you'll break. But if you're adaptable, you bend, you shift, you pivot, and you keep moving. Life will test your flexibility. Sometimes the goal remains the same, but the route changes. Sometimes the opportunity you thought was the one falls apart, only to make room for something better. Unstoppable people don't marry themselves to a single method. They marry themselves to the mission. They're not attached to how they get there, they're attached to getting there. That's why they can navigate change without losing momentum. Think of a river. A river is relentless. It will find a way to the ocean no matter what stands in its path. If there's a rock, it flows around it. If there's a dam, it builds pressure until it overflows. It never stops moving toward its destination, but it's never afraid to take a different course to get there. That's adaptability. Most people resist change because it feels uncomfortable. But unstoppable people understand that discomfort is a sign of growth. They see change as a partner, not an enemy. They ask themselves, what is this trying to teach me? How can I use this? And because of that mindset, they can survive storms that would sink others. Now, adaptability works best when it's powered by the fifth trait, discipline. This is where many people fail because discipline isn't glamorous. It's not exciting. It's not a burst of motivation that comes when you feel inspired. It's the quiet, daily decision to do what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is the bridge between goals and reality. Everyone has moments of inspiration. Everyone has days when they're motivated. But discipline shows up when motivation is gone. It's waking up early to train when no one's watching. It's saying no to distractions when no one's keeping score. It's keeping your word to yourself over and over again until your habits become who you are. Unstoppable people know that discipline isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. They don't beat themselves up over a misstep, they correct it and keep moving. They understand that small, repeated actions compound into massive results. And because they stay disciplined long after others have quit, they win by default. But here's the truth, discipline alone can feel like a grind if it's not fueled by the sixth trait, passion. Passion is the spark that lights the fire. It's the thing that makes the work feel meaningful even when it's hard. Passion isn't just excitement. Excitement fades. Passion is deeper. It's the connection between what you're doing and who you are. Unstoppable people protect their passion. They feed it by reminding themselves why they started. They surround themselves with people who challenge and inspire them. They consume information, art, and ideas that keep their vision alive. They know passion is like a fire. If you don't feed it, it will go out. And here's the powerful thing about passion. It's contagious. When you're on fire for something, people feel it. They want to be part of it. Opportunities are drawn to it. Passion is magnetic, and the unstoppable know how to use that energy to pull themselves and others forward. Finally, the seventh trait, the one that ties all the others together, is persistence. Persistence is different from resilience. Resilience is about bouncing back when you fall. Persistence is about refusing to stop climbing, no matter how long the mountain takes. It's the steady, unshakable refusal to give up, even when progress feels invisible. Persistence is showing up the 1,000th time with the same energy as the first. It's understanding that the breakthrough might be one more step away, and being willing to take that step again and again until the door opens. Most people quit at the 99th step, never knowing they were inches from success. The unstoppable take one more, and one more, and one more after that. This is why they win. Not because they're the fastest, not because they never fall, but because they outlast everyone else. They understand that life doesn't always go to the most talented or the most gifted. It goes to the one who refuses to quit. And here's the truth, every single one of these traits is available to you. You don't have to be born with them. You can choose belief. You can choose action. You can choose resilience, adaptability, discipline, passion, and persistence. You can choose them every single day until they're no longer choices, they're just who you are. When you live like that, you stop being someone who tries. You become someone who is. You stop asking, what if I can't? And start saying, nothing can stop me. And when that happens, when you've built yourself into a person who refuses to be stopped, the world opens up in ways you can't even imagine. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop waiting for permission? Are you ready to stop holding back? Are you ready to be unstoppable? If the answer is yes, then stand up, take a deep breath, and start moving, because your time is not someday. It's now. So here's where it all comes together. Belief without action is a dream, action without resilience is short-lived. Resilience without adaptability is fragile. Adaptability without discipline is inconsistent. Discipline without passion is lifeless, and passion without persistence fades. But when you put them all together, when you believe in yourself so fiercely that nothing shakes you, when you act before you feel ready, when you bounce back every time life knocks you down, when you adapt without losing sight of your mission, when you stay disciplined through every season, when you burn with passion that fuels your every step, and when you persist beyond the limits everyone else accepts, you become the kind of person this world cannot stop. And maybe today you walked in here thinking you were here to listen to a speech. But I'm telling you, you didn't show up here by accident. You were brought here because there's a version of you that's ready to rise, and it's tired of waiting. It's tired of playing small. It's tired of being polite with its potential. That version of you is ready to step out into the arena of life and fight for what you were born to do. So I have just one question left. When the world looks at you a year from now, will they see the same person who walked in here today, or will they see the unstoppable force you were meant to be? It's your choice, and it starts now.